Everyone, this is Crossy and welcome to Endpoint TV. We are underway with Fish123 squaring off against Team Endpoint. Who else? And this is the final game of Group A of the ESL Premiership for this summer. So Jackie, Team Endpoint caster, bringing you some of the action on the official stream tonight, but is over to us, and I get to do the honours to bring you this game. And what a game that we managed to bring you. Both of these teams towards the top of the table with matching records, 6 wins to 1 loss. Fish123, some names that you will certainly recognise, 1 or 2 of them getting chances in North American teams, as Eccles comes in huge with 3, make it 4, tapping away towards the bench. He doesn't need teammates, and we kick things off straight away with a 5-man over towards the B site. Nice work from the bench. Eccles dealing with the pressure as and when it came. And that's the trouble that you have when you enter the site in that manner. You've got so many directions that you need to look towards, and it pretty much comes down to everyone covering their angles and being able to make the shots that they find themselves with. And when you've got the Glocks against the silenced USPs, the USPs have a certain amount of range advantage, at least up to a point. You know, once you get terrorists swarming the site, it's a different story. But for the time being, that was a real shutdown. Mighty Max gets himself in and takes down Crucial from the connector area into A, and that's some decent mid-control that Endpoint have already got here. Robin walking in to the mid window and picks up a frag of his own. So Robin filling in for this competition. The Swedes float around a number of teams that have been towards the top of the UK scene over recent times. UK Masters, ESL Premiership, to name a few, and he picks up his second frag on Surreal, catches him on the rotate. Really nice work, but Eccles is going to try and do what he can. He's already got another 2 frags to his name over towards the B. He's shutting it down, pretty much flying solo. Stanley now walking in behind from apartments. May well be able to catch Luzza, and does catch him. Stops the bomb plant from coming in, so can Robin do from here? Got the number on his position, but Stanley with the MP9 in hand drops out the apartments, brings it close quarters, which is again advantage for him. And Fish123 putting their second round on the board. Really tidy work from Eccles. 8 and 1, 5-man followed up by a 3-man. They just weren't able to deal with the pressure that he's putting in. And just out-fragging players. He had 2 looking at him in the same direction, and both of them just didn't have the firepower to take him out of there. So, of course, enough of a distraction to allow for Stanley to walk up into the apartment. Surreal, MP9 in hand. 200% kill bonus as well, trying to put some extra money in the bank. So they go through into what will become a fairly crucial first buy. Crucial with a flash, gives him a bit of cover. Gets the tag, but not the frag over towards the top of mid. But that man Eccles, who else, has put another 3 frags to his name. 11 and 1 after 3 rounds of Counter-Strike. And Endpoint getting absolutely blown away as of right now. We are talking about Eco Bash rounds, so nothing to get too excited about just yet. But what a way to start. And Eccles, I think quite rightly, decides that he's going to stick around with the old MP9 in hand. Why not when it's working to such great effect? But up against AKs now, so 1-shot, headshot potential, even with the head armor up. So you haven't got quite as much opportunity to stick around and the like. If you go try and get in close, you have to stay hidden as late as possible. Crucial, he gets aggressive up towards short, takes down Robin. They weren't equal to that, but Thomas gets Crucial, and Mighty Max picks up Eccles in the mid window. So that trade does, in the end, go in favour of the boys in blue. So a little peek over towards Tetris. Nothing comes of that, however. Pulse going to be walking through the apartment. Should have an opportunity to pick up an easy frag on Surreal if he sees him. making a lot of noise though, and jumps straight past Surreal, who does pick up the frag and will be able to upgrade, get himself an AK out of this. So it's another round for Fish123. They could pick it up as they make their way into the B site. Stanley, though, from the kitchen, he's got 2 frags. Well, Mighty Max going to try and, in the end, pick up that man. But Stanley, with the 3K, and Fish123 take themselves into a 4-0 lead here on Mirage. And it's been such a whirlwind. We haven't had too much time to talk about the map, but this is something that you can expect on Mirage. And while a lot of maps end up playing one way or the other, I've seen Mirage play out 12-3 in both directions, T and CT sided. Huge momentum map. So when you've got players coming in, picking up 3Ks, 4Ks on the CT side, it's so easy to get that money rolling in your direction and the momentum. So a little bit of housekeeping. Apologies if there are a few technical issues. Been having some problems with my streaming PC for a while. It is getting reformatted over the next couple of days, so we'll solve any further problems as Pulse gets Endpoint's 3rd kill of the round. Potential flawless victory for him here as Thomas, with the CZ in hand, received a slight nerf in the last patch, but still ever powerful. Luzza with the AWP. He'll be looking to use that to great effect, especially on the CT side where an AWP can take the map over in towards the mid area. Picks up 3 with the big green gun in that particular round on T side. It's going to be Endpoint trying to dodge the reset. Double AWP setup coming in from the CTs, and Thomas is going to throw some useful flashes over in the direction of mid. Crucial that he picks up Robin straight away, picks up his 2nd as well as they try and get the trade. But that is super dangerous. If you've got someone mid-window, someone short, you don't want to be trying to face, really. It's such a treacherous position. Have multiple players looking in that angle, and it was aggressive from the CTs, but that, in my opinion, nothing wrong with a bit of aggression. It's so easy on CT side where you think, okay, I've got to wait for them to come to me. We are the defensive team, and that is true to some extent, especially when you see teams get too aggressive at the wrong times on CT. But you also have to keep some semblance of map control. Otherwise, it's too easy for a team to run over you and just pincer you into various different choke points. So I think it is important that you have some kind of mid control and that you don't let players get too deep into A before you put in some kind of challenge. Alex has been kept fairly quiet in comparison to some of his teammates, picking up Luzza over towards the short area. Crucial in the mid window. Might have a bit of a difficult ask as Pulse comes in, but he's picked up straight away by Crucial. Leaving Mighty Max, team captain, last man standing, as Endpoint find themselves reset. So one thing that I'll show you really quickly is if you're an AWP mid-window and you get flushed out, it's quite a difficult ask for you as Fish123 go for the treble AWP setup. Often from this position, you end up kind of here, which is quite tough because you can AWP towards short, but there's not much you can do in terms of mid, so you're pretty much giving up mid control. And then if the flashes, etc. come in, it can be quite a difficult ask, but it can happen. Smokes come into the window, as we saw there just briefly. The smoke does come into the window, so they can't take control of that. Luzza with the AWP in hand does take down Alex. So by some miracle, despite the reset, they still had enough cash in the bank to get a pretty much full buy together. Haven't got all the utility that they would have liked, but they have managed to get decent control of the B site through the apartments. So tidy work from the boys. Crucial with the AWP, just going to hang and wait for someone to try and get a bit pushy into the kitchen. As you see, the Endpoint money has been stripped back. So they'll be looking to keep as many weapons as they possibly can. Tom's going to grab himself one of those 3 AWPs that was up in the hands of Fish123 players. And he's going to be able to retreat away with that. Endpoint keeping all 5 of their weapons left well alive. To give them a chance to build just a little bit of a bankroll going forward. Still be looking to win half if they can. I think on balance you would be looking to put a decent score on the board on your T side. As I say, I have seen teams well and truly lock it down on CT as well. So not so much of a deal breaker as perhaps some other maps that I can think of. As Thomas with that AWP. Maybe not first choice for the weapon, so misses by a mile on quite a difficult shot. And there's several positions on this map where the AWP, where you only really have part of a head that you can aim for. Needs to be quite precise. One of the problems I have, I tend to play with the AWP more often than not, and when it comes to that precise shot, because I play high sensitivity, the consistency and the precision isn't always there. So we're using smoke and ticket booth to decent effect to get the 1 frag, but he's traded out straight away, and any trades 1 for 1 tend to play in favour of the T's. Thomas, close quarters with the AWP in hand, gets 1 before he's swapped out with Crucial, who now drops away. Eccles with the AWP in hand. Is there nothing that this man can do? Certainly not in this game anyway. Pulse, what can he do from here? Allows Crucial to get that second peek on him. And he is on point, had the high ground advantage, had more to aim for. Here's Fish123 extending their lead again. To 4 rounds. Endpoint 4 AKs, full utility. Ump in the hands of Robin. Looking to perhaps get a cash bonus and then a weapon upgrade if he can play smart with it. Great Molotov though from the Fish123 guys as they've split the team. 2 players got through into the site, 2 left up in the apartments. Robin with the fire gets a frag on Eccles, but they still have some kind of site control. Stanley running around, and it's Robin with the ump in hand. So that's his second frag so far, but he's still got 2 more players that he has to find. Does retrieve himself an AK. Can he be crisp? Gets one of his former teammates, Crucial and Surreal. I think he knows that they are both coming in from short now. No, he doesn't actually. Hasn't got the number on Stanley. He's creeping in. Not Stanley, sorry, Surreal. The other guy with the S. That worked quite well. You see, Robin's so concerned about the player coming in from kitchen, and that's what you would normally expect a player rotating in from A. And the 2 guys over towards short worked well, used the smoke and used the pillar for cover, and ended up being a nice foil, so Robin couldn't clock that there was 2 players coming in from short. We had the benefit of X-ray and hindsight. And it's often a surprise in that situation to have 2 players coming at you from the same angle. You tend to want to try and split things out as best you can. Eccles adding into his frag tally. Make it 2 and counting. This time getting aggressive onto short. And he's got the number on at least 1 more. Surreal does pick up. And Eccles with the 3K. How many frags is that for him now? 16 and 6 after 10 rounds of Counter-Strike. So he has slowed up just a touch. But his teammates certainly haven't as they push their lead to 6 on the CT side. Pretty much whatever happens here, it isn't unassailable for Endpoint. But if this pattern continues, they will certainly have their work cut out. Alex and Stanley pushed up into mid. Crucial using the boost. And they couldn't even get around the corner before they're taken down. This aggression's unbelievable. Mighty Max gets 2 players, one of those through the wood on Stanley, but Surreal able to clean up Pulse. So he tries to come in from the A ramp area, and then Mighty Max in from the connector. And for Endpoint, they're having real trouble getting any kind of... well, they can't get anything going. 2 problems. The lockdown over towards the B. Super impressive. They're dealing with anything that Endpoint throw at them there. And 2, they're being hyper aggressive onto the mid, and it's working really well for them. I think the thing is with this map, mid control isn't the be all and end all. It's Surreal with the spray down over towards the ramp. 3 players have got up, but this is going to be another eco bash. Surreal and Stanley cracking away, a 3 and a 2K respectively. And no bomb plant coming out of that for Team Endpoint. All of them struggling, 6 and 10, the best score available. Getting wiped out pretty much every round, aside from the 2 that they've won. Yeah, and that's the sign of it. It was flawless victories in the 2 rounds that they won. But, you know, aside from that, Fish123 have been in full command, and it's just come down to map control and aggression that has worked supremely well. When you have what is essentially a mixed team that's come together to try and see what they can do in ESL Premiership. As Thomas takes down Surreal, then often the tactics go to aggressive plays, going for pushes, and just relying on your skill to out-frag these teams as much as possible. And and more often than not, it's working. Endpoint haven't had the answers to it. A few times they have and have cleaned up, but more often than not, it's been Fish123 running the show. And for Endpoint, it's tough to figure out what their plan is going to be. Going towards A hasn't worked. They haven't really done it in a full buy situation. They've struggled to get any kind of mid control, more often than not. And it's tough to go and wait out the aggression in mid because they can't even get around the corner without having multiple players dealing with them. You see again, they're not able to work fast enough. Get cut down in the mid as they try and take the control from there, and Pulse coming in. Might be able to bring it home solo. Similar situation, Crucial with the high ground. Pulse giving him the opportunity to show his face on more than one occasion. Catch the nade, he's down to super low. He could get pistoled, but he does come away with it. Bit of individual brilliance from Pulse. Over towards the A, that was needed. And for Fish123, okay, they can put a full spend together. They've got money to buy for the remaining round. So a bit of a dent as far as the economy goes, but despite winning that round, it's Endpoint that have to go for the scrub. Mac 10 in the hands of Robin. Again, his plan is to try and get up close and personal. Pick himself up a frag. Upgrade a weapon out of it. Go on from there and try and help the rest of the team. So leaving mid alone. Endpoint this time around. Going to work towards the A, which is where they got success, but Thomas going solo out of the ramp. Pulse does come in behind him and does bring Surreal down to 1 HP, but this is all coming in a little too slow. It's too pedestrian, I would say. Pulse with the frag on Surreal, 1 HP. Crucial up towards Travelator with the AWP in hand, so he hasn't got the same maneuverability that perhaps his 2 teammates with the rifles have. Endpoint, they've got some site control, but they haven't got that bomb plant, which they are going for now. Allows Alex to get up into ticket booth, using the smoke to his advantage. He's got 1 already. I think he knows about the guy over towards Firebox as well with how he's looking. That fire's going to flush Pulse out of there, and Eccles comes in. And despite it being a little bit of a mix effort, these guys are working well together. They are perfectly coordinated, and you can see why Fish123 are right up towards the top of the table in Group A. So highlight the winner of this will go top. Both these teams on matching records, 6 wins to 1 loss. And Fish123 certainly looking to stamp their claim on this first half, 11-3. Soon to be 12-3 you would expect, with this scrub buy coming in from Endpoint, going with what they can. Pulse the only man with a rifle in hand. Wouldn't be the first time you've seen a CZ come up huge with a 3K, 4K in a clutch situation. Crucial again gets himself up to the boost on short. Gonna perhaps drop into mid-window, showing no fear. Gets up close and personal. The fire does the work in the end. Robin, I think that's his third Molotov kill that he's got in this first half. Using the utility well. Eccles gets pulse, but Mighty Max there to trade out instantly. So Endpoint numbers advantage, 3-2. Stanley comes in from the window. Gonna be down to Robin. Mac 10 in hand, didn't need to get that upgrade. And in the end, he does bring it home. So Endpoint give themselves at least a fighting chance. 11-4 scoreline against. And an opportunity for them to get things locked down here on their CT side. So I think their tactic is going to be slightly different to that of Fish123. I doubt we'll see quite the same level of aggression from them, but yeah, Endpoint are no strangers to taking more control of areas than perhaps they need on certain maps. And yeah, I've seen a pretty good run of victories for Team Endpoint, despite me perhaps being a little doubtful of the way that they've set themselves up at opportunity. Stanley, he's pushing in, lights up Mighty Max, and Eccles comes in, doing damage from behind. Pulse on the site. He's able to throw a bit of a distraction, but Crucial coming in huge with the P shooter from distance with 2 frags. Stanley catches Mighty Max over towards the B site as well. And this is far, far too easy from Fish123 as they put their first round on the board in this second half. Now, they played it in a similar way to how Endpoint played their first round. They went very quickly, but the difference is they spread themselves out across the map. They had the action coming in, solo player in towards the apartments, but because Endpoint wanted to get some apartments control, they were both getting in there, getting aggressive, showed their position, and that one flash blinded both of the 2 players. You know, from there, it threw enough of a distraction in to cause the rotate from the A players, leaving 3 players on the Fish123 side to come in and deal with those players from behind. Alex and Surreal with a couple of frags, rolling out the good work that was done by Robin early doors from the connector, where he found 2 players as they tried to get mid-control. Stanley takes down Mighty Max again over towards the B and cleans up the second man. That's Thomas. Bit of a slow rotate coming in from those guys. They weren't able to get themselves in a position, were hunted down as well. And Fish123 in the driving seat in this second half. Endpoint will not be able to go for any kind of buy. You know, you lose your first round on CT side, it's double eco regardless. Difficult sitch for them. And Robin up close and personal with the Zeus. We're seeing a Zeus, everyone, with the Mac 10. He picks up his second before Alex gets 3 though on Robin, Mighty Max and Pulse. Crucial finds Luzzer tucked in at the corner. Absolute scenes. 3K from Alex cleaning up shortly after Robin picked up a Zeus on the site. And then a frag with his Mac 10. Probably could have done some more damage as well for on-rushing players on the Fish123 side, but Alex came in huge to clean up with his AK, and this is unbelievable stuff. We've seen a first round 5-man. We've seen Molotov kills plenty. We've seen a Zeus kill. And Robin so close to an even KDR. Starting to lead the charge a little bit on the Team Endpoint side. Picked up the final round of the first half as well to give him at least a half a chance. Crucial first out. The Molotov doesn't really split the side, and you know, they are in so easily. Robin again with the apartments. Trying to pull his teammates along with him. That's a nice shot on Surreal. He's been kept quiet with the AWP on a map where the AWP can be so crucial. Stanley just going to get the plant for the money if he can. Draws Robin out with the fake. Pros never fake, but Stanley, he's playing all right so far, regardless of that. See if he can bring this thing home. And guarantee at least a draw for his side. Lazar and Pulse playing that trick that worked so well. Both of them coming in from the same angle. Stanley gets one. He gets the spray down. Fish123 put their 15th round on the board. That is a draw guaranteed. Nice work from Stanley with a big 3K. I think far too hesitant from Endpoint in that retake. They had 3 players. Robin got flushed out by the fake plant. Other 2 weren't really with him, didn't make any real attempts to get out of the site and back up on that opportunity. And then, you know, both coming in at the same time, but too hesitant, I think. Allows Stanley to pretty much just get the spray down on the 2 of them. Very disappointing, and it's just disjointed performances from Team Endpoint throughout here. Just haven't been at the races. This was after coming through 16-2 earlier on in the night in the same competition, so surprising that it's going in quite the same fashion. Eccles manages to get Mighty Max in the meantime as well, giving them full control of the A site. Thomas to bring it home, Swag 7 in hand. He's going to get knifed by Alex potentially. They are spamming all around each other with swishes of the knife and spamming of that Swag 7. Thomas gets cut down. And that was pretty comprehensive.